evening, ma'am, and good evening, everyone. So, I was given model, my ML model is credit card fraud detection. So, let me first show the workflow of what I have done. Firstly, I downloaded a data set from Kaggle. So, the data set, what are we going to do in this particular demonstration? First thing is we are going to download the the data set from S3 bucket. My bad. We are going to download the data set from Kaggle, and that data set we will upload into S3 bucket. Here S3 bucket is storage service provided by AWS, and we are going to use another service of AWS called SageMaker. So using this SageMaker, we can train our model. We can train, test and do whatever we want with our model. But in this case, we are just training our model. After training our model, we'll get a PKL file. So PKL file is a brain of the model. After getting a PKL file, we need the code again. We need just the PKL file, and using the PKL file, we are going to create the UI using Streamlit and access the PKL file, then make predictions. Like, we are not just restricting our model to just be a model, we are going to also make a UI version for that so that everyone can access it directly. So for that, we'll do is the model also will upload in the same S3 bucket. Then we'll create an EC2 instance. So we are using something called Streamlit UI. Streamlit UI is used for ML models where anyone can visualize the ML model by using Streamlit UI. So for this, Streamlit UI needs a server to run. To create, we are using EC2 instance. Like, we are creating an EC2 instance and we are running this Streamlit app on this EC2 instance. So like similarly, I will also provide the URL so that everyone can access the model directly. So let's follow this step by step. Firstly, I will open my Kaggle. So from Kaggle, I will download the dataset. So here I can see, let me see, yeah, credit card.csv is the dataset. I'll just click on this download and it will get downloaded. I think I need to log in, but I still have that file in my downloads. I'll just use it. Let me check it once. So I think, yeah, this is that credit card.csv. I already have it locally, so I will use it directly. So let's see what our step 1 is. Our step 1 is to upload the dataset in S3 bucket. So here you just go to the search and type S3 and you will find this. Click on this. You will be shown this kind of interface. I mean, not directly this if you haven't opened it yet. So this will be your interface, and what you need to do is you need to create a bucket. So I'm just creating a storage bucket. The storage is similar to Google Drive, like where you store all your data. So this is to store our application data. Our application data is nothing but the data set. So the data set is like 130 MB. So I'm going to store it in this S3 bucket. I can also store it in the SageMaker also, but that is not a good practice. So I'm creating an S3 bucket for this. I'll name it as S3 credit. Today is 6, right? 0604. I'll name it this. So I must remember this name, or if I forget also, I can just go to this and check the name. Okay. I'll leave the settings as it is, and I will untick this because this needs public access, so that other services should also be able to access this S3 bucket. Okay, I acknowledge. Okay, I'll just click on this create bucket. So in this step we are creating a storage service. So now I have my storage service ready. I need to upload my dataset. For that, what I'll do is add files and just click on that. That will be added. I'll click on upload. So it is 145 MB. It takes some time. So until then, what I'll do is I'll go to my step 2. So train the model in AWS SageMaker by accessing dataset from S3. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is from here I'll just search SageMaker, and the second one, the green color icon, is the one which I'm going to use, Amazon SageMaker AI. So here, as you can see, we can build, train and deploy ML machine learning models. So I'll click on this. So similar kind of interface will be visible to you. If you are new, what you'll do is you need to click on this domains and click this create domain. So it will take like 5 minutes to create the domain. I have already created it just to save some time. So this is my new domain, this one, April 6. So I'll just click on this. Okay. So this is my SageMaker UI. So I'll go to home. Okay, let me see how can I directly access that from there. Domains, and yeah, we must click on this Open Studio. Okay. So it took me to this. So I named this as XGBoost. Like what you need to do here is when you get this home, I clicked on this Jupyter Lab. So I just clicked on this create Jupyter Lab. It will just ask you to name it. I named it as XGBoost. Now this is my lab. So if you have worked with Jupyter Notebook, it is the one which exists locally. But I wanted a Jupyter Notebook on AWS, so I clicked on this Jupyter Lab. So similarly, like how you have accessed your Jupyter Notebook locally, I can also access that from cloud. Like AWS is providing me that service. So you might think we have already Jupyter Notebook, then why we need AWS SageMaker? So SageMaker is something which provides you huge amount of GPUs and servers when your data set is large or when you are training a large ML models. So nowadays ML models are not just restricted to 1 GB or 2 GB. Many are, I mean, some of them are even having, I mean, they still need storage of 1 terabyte, and some need uh, more than 1 GPUs. So for that case, AWS is providing us the services. So as you know, EC2 instances is what provided by AWS for servers. In the similar way, it is also providing you to run your ML models on these specific servers, as well as it is also providing you the storage to store your datasets and models as well. So I'll just click on this open. So Jupyter Notebook UI will be open for me. As of now, I haven't created any files. So this is the one default got created. So what I'll do is I'll just click on this. So I'll rename it. Okay. I'll rename it as main. Rename and save. So I already have my code sorted here. What I'll do is I'll just copy paste the same code here. Okay. So this is the code. I'll also explain that. Okay. So here I'm going to use these all packages: pandas, numpy, boto 3, sklearn, xgboost. Xgboost is the one which I'm going to use. Like it is the one which classifies if the credit card is fraud or not. And pandas is the one which is going to work with the data, and numpy is for the numerical operations. So here comes the important thing. We need to replace with my bucket name. I mean, I have already created a bucket, right? You have seen how we created a bucket. So what is my bucket name? Let me see. Okay, this is my bucket name. S3 credit 0604 is my bucket name. What I'll do is I'll just copy this and replace this with this, and let me see, it is credit card.csv. Let me check the file name. Okay, that's the same. Now, so this just prints out the top 5 ones, I mean top 5 rows. Sorry, df.head prints top 5 rows, and like this counts how many are fraud and how many are not. Then here we are splitting the data into training and testing. So here the 80% of data is for training and 0.2 data is for testing. Okay, then we are handling the class imbalance, where we are giving the fraud data is represented by 1 and the normal data is represented by 0, and we are also calculating the scale where it is normal by fraud, I mean the average of the data. So in this step we are creating our model. So we are creating as well as training the model. We are giving all the estimators required, like these are the parameters required for the particular model, like what scale is needed and the depth. I mean it is if it is using kind of deep learning, it has multiple layers, like, so what is the depth and what is the learning rate. So these are all the parameters which is required for this particular model. For XGB classifier, these all are the estimators needed, and what we'll do finally is we'll fit the model with training data.
Karthik,
Yes ma'am.
Karthik,
Yes ma'am.
these are called as hyperparameters.
Okay, okay,
Hyperparameters are different from parameters.
okay.
Uh, because parameters are learned during the training process.
Hmm.
Hyperparameters are assigned before the beginning of the training process. This is for everyone. Students, remember, these two are very important terms. Parameters, hyperparameters.
Okay,
Okay, please go on.
sure ma'am. Thank you for the information. And we are going to fit the model with X train and Y train. So here what X train means all I mean all the features. So all the features of our data set. So let's have a look at our data set just to understand. Okay, this is our data set which has large number of rows. So from row number A to row number AD, these all are features and these are the results. AE is called results. So the results are just two, they have only two values, 0 and 1s. 0 means not fraud, 1 means fraud. So here the data set is highly imbalanced, like the fraud and not fraud are not balanced. The not fraud are only 1%, while the fraud, I mean the not fraud are 99% and the fraud are only 1%. So you can see mostly they are zeros. So this is our data set where X includes all the features or the columns and Y includes all the results. So in our code we are going to train the X and Y values to the model, and finally what we are going to do is we are going to make a prediction. So using the test, I mean Y test and Y prediction, like we are giving a couple of values to make a prediction just to test the accuracy of our model. And in the final step we are saving our trained model. So here this is our trained model, like in this step our model will get trained, and the brain of the model we are going to save it as .pkl file. So after saving this as .pkl file, we don't have any use of this code, like we are going to directly work on that pkl file only. So let's go and run this. To run this I'll click here. It will take some time to install the requirements if they are not done. Okay, I got an error. Okay, I understood where the error is. So here we haven't yet done the step 3. To access S3, modify existing role or create an S3 role. I mean here we are going to work with concept of IAM, which means identity and access management. So for our model, like this is our model. Yeah, let's check here. So we have a role. Here there is a default role. So what happened was, let me explain the error first. So what happened was, we are going to access an S3 bucket, right? We have created the S3 bucket. Then what is the problem? Why this error? So there is an important concept called IAM role. IAM role is what I mean. It means if two services want to communicate with each other, they require a role. It is like a protocol if two services want to communicate with each other. So here there is a protocol, but the protocol doesn't include the permission of S3 bucket. So this is the error. Like because of lack of permission, it cannot access the S3 bucket, and because it cannot access the S3 bucket, it cannot read the data. So what we are going to do is we are going to modify that. So let me copy this. Let me copy this and go to my IAM. So this is also an important topic which will be covered by Karthik, I guess. I mean, he will cover this topic, but I'm just using it to show. So what we are going to use here is we are going to use roles. So let me search the role here. Okay, I found the role. Now let me check if it has S3 access. SageMaker access, no, there is no S3 access. What I'll do is I'll click on this add permission, attach policies. So I'll search for S3. I'll click on this S3 full access. Okay, sorry, I must click on this. I'll click on add permissions. So now S3 also is a permission which got added. Now I'll try to run this again. So let me check if it is working fine. Perfect, it is working fine. But there's a warning, this is not an error. And we can also see that fraud detection.pkl got created, which means our code ran successfully. So now we got the brain of our model. So let's go to the step 2. The step 2 is to import the model in our bucket. Okay, let me go here. Let me create another file. I think I can use this. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, we got a brain. So we need to just drag and drop this into this S3 bucket. But this is not possible because everything is in web. So we have a Python script for that. Using Boto 3, in Boto 3, the Amazon services can communicate with each other. So I'm using this Python script, and as I have also configured the S3 permission, I can directly go and access the bucket, and I see this permissions enables us to use something which is in S3 bucket and also to upload something which is here to the S3 bucket. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this name and I'll just paste it. But before doing this, I'll just show you this. In our bucket previously, okay, sorry, we only have one object. Okay, just to cross check. Now after running this, let's see what happens. Okay, it shows model uploaded to S3. Now what I'll do is I'll just refresh this to check if it is done correctly. Okay, perfect. The model also got imported into this S3 bucket. So this is the model. Okay, now we have done until step 4. The train model is uploaded into the S3 bucket. Now we created a model, we trained the model, and we uploaded the model into the S3 bucket. Like one half of our part is done. Now the second part is to create an UI, user interface to our ML model. Of course, our model is available to everyone. Like if I share this S3 bucket link in the group, whoever wants to access can directly go to our S3 bucket because it is public, and use the model as it is. Like they need not download it, they need not test it again. So because the brain is already available, they can directly access it. But for someone who is totally new to ML, if they want to use it directly using the UI only, so for that case I'm creating UI part. So for that I'm using Streamlit. Okay, I'll go to my EC2 instance. So for that, what we should do is, I mean, for our application to be available to the public, we need to host it somewhere. So for that, I'm using EC2 instance. So I already have installed all the requirements in this particular instance. Now what I'll do is, I'll go and connect. So this is the EC2 console. Okay. Where is it? It is here. Let me check if it has any files. Okay. Now what I'll do is vim app.py. I'm creating a new file. I'll paste the same thing and I'll click escape colon WQ. Now I'll check if everything is up to date. Okay. Now I have a command to run this. Okay, this is the command to run this. Okay, now our application is available to everyone. But before that, there is another flaw which I need to address. Here, this is not a flaw. Before that was a flaw for me, but I have configured it. I have told you, right, this particular thing for EC2 instance to access PKL file in S3, once again a role must be created and attached. Okay, now what I'll do is, okay, first I'll try to access this. So okay, click this. So it is available on 8501 port. 8501 port. Of course I can view this, but what it shows is unable to locate credentials. Okay, that is what is expected. So what I'll do is I'll just check if it has permissions, but it doesn't have any permissions. Like let us check the code first. Cat app.py. So this is the code. So yeah, I forgot to change the bucket names, and also we don't have permissions as of now for this EC2 instance to access S3 bucket. So what I'll do is to create a role, first let's go to IAM again, roles, create a role for EC2 instance. Okay, so we'll give S3 bucket full access permission. Next, I'll name this role 0604 EC2. Okay, I'll just create the role. Now we have created the role. Now what we need to do is we need to attach the role which got created previously to this EC2 instance. So now I'm in this EC2 instance. I'll click on this security, modify IAM role. So I'll select the role and I will update IAM role. Now I have successfully attached this IAM role, but still the thing is not done, because as I can see here, uh, I think I have renamed the bucket name. I think I need to change the bucket name to our original bucket name. Okay, where is our S3 bucket? Okay, this is our bucket. And these are the values in the bucket. Like using this bucket, we are going to access our model. So we are going to access this pkl file. Let me go here and first change the bucket name. Okay, now here I think this name is default. I mean previously also I use the same name, and now also I'm using the same name. Like what I'm doing here is, in this code I'm making use of the model which got created. Like I'm not again coding the same thing from scratch. The thing which got created as a model, like the brain of the system, I'm going to directly use the brain and create a UI using this. Like I have no complete idea like how to create this Streamlit UI. I have taken help from ChatGPT, and what I'll do is I'll click escape and hopefully it should run now. And also the last step, okay, it is EC2, and we have something called security group, right? In the security group we need to give the permissions. Like to access on port 8501, we need to give an inbound rule. I'll also show that. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, so my region got changed. Okay, this is the IAM role attached. It is showing this, and I have also pre-configured this. Let me show that directly. I gave a permission, like the extra permission is custom TCP, and the port range is 8501, like to access traffic on this port. And now I think it should run. I'll reload this. Okay, it's running. Perfect. Now our app is live. Our ML application is live. So let me go with the default ones. So let me first explain like what transaction details. I mean, how much amount is drawn. If it is 100 rupees, and where it is drawn, the distance is 5 kilometers away from home, and the transaction time is at 12 o'clock, 12 noon, and it is not an international transaction, and the merchant score is this, and spending spike factor is like how often you spend the money, and device and login behavior, it is the important part of cyber security, like how much do you trust the device, and the login risk score, failed authentication attempts, like there will be rate limiting for bank applications, so it is 0 as of now, and device change frequency, they use the same device only one time, and the behavioral indicators, it is also a key concept in cyber security, how many transactions in last 1 hour, and behavioral risk score, what is the score, like it is low, and night activity score, like this is not done in the night, it is done in the morning, and card limit utilization, it is okay, it also looks normal. Now let me click this. it predicted low risk and the transaction looks normal. It also gives a chart, and we can also modify this to a tabular view. And if I keep changing them automatically, the values also will get changed.
Karthik,
Yes, ma'am.
did you try which parameter is affecting a lot in our process of prediction?
Uh, yes, ma'am. I have tried that. So these behavioral indicators are affecting a lot, ma'am. Like if I change this to 5 and if I change the device frequency to 3 or 4, like we can see a small spike. I mean, even after changing lot many values, it shows only smaller changes because the fraudulent transactions are only few, ma'am. Like previously I have told, according to
Yeah,
the data
yeah,
set
yeah, yeah.
I have selected, 99% of them are non-fraudulent. Only 1% of them are fraudulent, so that it is not performing good against these all indicators also. I think I must change my data set to somewhat better one, like which has 50-50 chances, and then test accordingly.
Okay, I'll tell you one more thing.
Yes,
Most
ma'am.
of the data sets of this fraud is imbalance, or they are imbalance only. So what you have to do is you have to use data augmentation method.
Okay.
In the data augmentation method, we add up more samples of these positive cases, because fraudulent is positive case.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you add up more samples of positive cases, then artificially or synthetically we are generating more data about that, and then sort of it gets balanced. And then, as you identified correctly, due to that data imbalance only, our we are not able to get more of this one. And also, we don't know which feature is contributing more. To understand all those parameters, we need to have some kind of this data augmentation.
Ma'am, any tool for that?
There are no tools, there are techniques.
Okay, okay.
There are techniques. Smooth, SMOTE, smooth is one technique. There are so many techniques. SMO, single O. And many of the real world applications, they use this data augmentation only. Data augmentation is applied to any kind of data, not only to this text data. I think it is in CSV. Not only to this, but also to audio, video, images, videos, any kind of this thing. Okay, is your presentation done, Karthik?
Yes, ma'am, it's done.
Okay, very good. Students, everyone, how seamlessly and smoothly Karthik is able to do all this, because I think he has done a lot of practice. So you all also please practice. When you practice, you gain the expertise. And now in this era of AI, an expert only can flourish, because mediocre and mediocrity is nowhere required by anyone. So you all have to become experts like Karthik. So wonderful, Karthik, very good.
Thank you so much.
Other students, first 5 students, please prepare for next Monday schedule.